Oh, you hear they had a fire in Nevis? How come you hear about that? No, I hear the Prime Minister went in Nevis yesterday. But me ain't hear they had no fire in Nevis. Oh, okay, alright. No connection at all. No. Okay. Alright, let's bring on from Kayon, the man, the only, the next and continuing representative for constituency number 8, the Honorable Eugene Alistair.
This one is the hard-working people. The American people. Some don't know what it feels like. We are work from 6 in the morning straight up to midnight. Working midnight. I'm going to tell you. You think it's easy before us stand up and on the shop all day? I don't know why. You think it's easy before us stay up and on the sun all day? I don't know why.
Thank you, Chairman Nias. Family, good night. I also want to be associated with saying my regrets that in Nevis we have had such a significant loss. From all that I heard Premier Amri saying today, the loss is significant. And I want to suggest that the Commissioner of Police and his men better work very quickly to apprehend anyone who is definitely causing damage to government property. Because when we go in government, you know, we got to build them back. The loss of a government property is the loss of your own hard-earned money. And so, rather than cast aspersions on opposition, dig deep and find out if anyone is involved in committing any acts of arson. I want to say a special greeting to the people of East and Central Bastille, to the people of East and Central Bastille. And I want to say to you that we are here on Bank Street again. The first time we tried to be on Bank Street, the commissioner purported to withdraw permission. And I want to talk about that. And the second time this year we tried to be on Bank Street, electricity just went out across the whole country. And we have to talk about that. But we're here tonight, and whether electricity goes or not, we will continue to bring the message of hope. Before I do that, however, I want to remind you that these elections are important and we need your help. We need your help in registering. We need your help in talking to your neighbor. But we need your help in making contributions and encouraging people to do so. Now look, I gave you an account number at Royal Bank last time I spoke, and I'll give you again. There's a number at Royal Bank, which is the Unity Bank account. The number is 01 000090. You can go to the bank. You can make a contribution of $50 to that account, a contribution of $100, and if you have 1,000, put 1,000, because you're going to want manifestos, you're going to want t-shirts, you're going to want to see the paraphernalia up and around. Timothy Harris and the members on the platform, our pockets are not that deep, especially since we are fighting SIDF. So we need your help. Now those of you abroad, some people have a kind of hang up with certain things, so I want to say this. PLP has a website, and the website gives you an opportunity to make a contribution as well. So you could go on the PLP website and make a donation. PAM has a website too. You could go on PAM website, especially those of you abroad, and you can make a contribution. We are all contributing for the same cause. And I'm urging all of you, wherever you are, Team Unity needs your support. Now, we are here again, I said, at the University of Bank Street. This is the University of Bank Street. It is a place when Unity stands here, you get an education, something that you can take back to your community and speak about. And tonight will be no different. At this university, when Unity is here, you will hear the things that are important, the things that are positive, and the things that could change the quality of your life. I hear last week or this week. Is this week? This week a fella, wait, let me back up. When I was running against Cedric Liebert, he was the most fella with the greenest verbs. We used to even call him green verbs. Now since Cedric Liebert gone, it seems as if a fella in there still ain't know how to talk English. He named Asim. Y'all realize that Asim can't talk? Asim really can't talk, you know? Let me tell you something. He was on radio this week. Patches, you have a man easy to beat. He was on radio this week admitting that the poor people who got house are being robbed all these years. It's an admission. How can he admit that there's a difference between 5% and 8%? And that it got to be unreasonable, and now you got to fix it. That means all these years you were robbing poor people. But you know why he went and did it? He went and did it because Team Unity has been saying that when Unity is in government, we can fix the house thing for the poor people. That's why he went and did it. But they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Because you see, Team Unity knows that in 1997, there was an amendment to Social Services Act. I'm going to take my time and say it so you all understand it. It was changed from social services to housing and social services. On top of that, they increased the contribution to that fund from 2% to 3%, matched by your employer. Pay attention now, this is important. You're at a university, you got to pay attention. In every course is a lecture course, you know. Some courses you got to study for yourself, but some of them you got to listen to the lecturer. Okay? Last year, Housing and Social Services Levy raised over $30 million. You hear me? The year before that, Housing and Social Services Levy raised over $30 million. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand that $10 million of that is supposed to build house for poor people in the country. You understand that? $10 million of that supposed to go to build house for poor people in the country. Many of you standing here will not get one of those houses. Many of you here don't need one of those houses. But then, government get that $10 million. They build houses, are supposed to build houses. And then when the poor people get the house, hear what they tell them. I'm going to remind you of a date. February the 18th, 2004. The Labour spokesman was on Wednesday. And in that Labour spokesman, it said that the houses they were building for poor people were costing, some of them was at $30,000, and some of them was at 50,000. That's in 2004. Well, in 2009 and 10 and 11, it reached as far as 80,000. But then, it was 30,000 and 50,000. Understand me? Remember, this is a university, you know. When you leave here, you're supposed to talk about this.
I said teach.
Now, the $50,000 house, some of the people who got the house now, paying $500 a month for 30 years. $500 a month for 30 years is over $150,000 for a $50,000 house built with your own money. So what is that him talking about interest? What interest? The money coming out of your paycheck, matched by your employer. What interest? That tells you, as him knows, that he and Douglas government has been robbing poor people all these years. When Team Unity takes the helm of government, that will be remedied. I know that nowadays, you know, some people paying all the way to $800 a month for house, you know. For low income house, you know, $800 a month, you know. My God, $800 a month is $288,000 you're paying for an $80,000 house built with your own money. When you leave here, tell Douglas, refute what I'm saying. If you know that he right and I wrong, refute what I'm saying, because he knows I'm talking the truth. I'm talking the truth. Right. But tonight is a rally, so I ain't gonna talk much longer on that. I have plenty more to say on it, you know. Plenty more. But the other speakers to come. But I just want to remind you of the words of Proverbs 25 and verse 19. Because those words written says, confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. You cannot have confidence in an unfaithful Douglas. Douglas has shown that he's unfaithful to the Labour Party which he leads. Douglas has shown that he's unfaithful to the legacy of Bradshaw. Douglas has shown that he's unfaithful to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. You cannot have confidence in an unfaithful man. That is why Team Unity says to you that when we get there, we are at the third stage of our development. We are norming. Look how good Team Sam, all of us getting on. You see any squabbling between us? We getting on. The next stage is to perform. And you will give us that opportunity to perform when you get out and vote in your numbers. And that is why I want to say, the very last point, that there is hope and unity attached to our flag. Those two symbols in our flag stand for hope and liberty. And we cannot stand idly by and let our liberty be taken away by a dictator. We have to fight for this democracy. Fight for this democracy. And with Team Unity and Timothy Harris taking the charge and the lead, we will take the government and the country back. So choose hope over despair. Choose unity over division. Choose inclusion over exclusion. Choose honesty over dishonesty. Choose integrity over dishonesty. Choose servant leadership over dictatorship. Choose sustainable development over impending disaster. In other words, choose Team Unity over Douglas Labour. Good night. And God bless you.